Welcome to this presentation of Catholic Central Cougar Hockey on Cougar Puck Radio. And now, here's the voice of the Cougars, Reagan Cleaves.
It's a holiday edition of Friday Night Hockey on Cougar Puck Radio, live from Southside Ice Arena, as tonight the 10th-ranked Bulldogs look to exact revenge on the 5th-placed Cougars for their opening night loss. Merry Christmas and welcome inside the broadcast booth alongside statistician Gabe Groh. My name is Reagan Cleaves and we are excited to bring you all of the action of this conference rematch as the Catholic Central Cougars face off against the Grandville Bulldogs. Last time out, the Cougars faced off against their longtime rival, the East Grand Rapids Pioneers. Coming into this matchup, Catholic Central had dropped 2 straight to their crosstown foes, including the time when they fell to the Pioneers in the playoffs last season. East Grand Rapids jumped out to a 1-goal lead in the first, putting one past McClellan. Jacob Onstadt put the home team on the board with a goal in the second, but the Pioneers preserved their lead with another goal and went into the final break with a 2-1 lead. That lead would not last long, though, as just 42 seconds into the third, Kevin Patterson evened up the contest on a goal with help from Ryan Rollins and Onstadt. Rollins would get 2 goals to put the Cougars on top, and the latter came with just under 3 minutes to go, putting Catholic Central up 2 at 4-2. Ben Clay would tag on another goal, this time an empty netter, and give the Cougars a 5-2 victory. The Cougars, 5-2-2, coming off of that win, and tied for second in the OK-Roo with 12 points, are looking to continue their 3-game point streak, which they have attained via a tie against Alpena and a weekend series sweep against Rockford and East Grand Rapids. Additionally, Catholic Central is undefeated in conference play, sitting at 2-0 with wins against Rockford last weekend and these same Bulldogs on opening night. The Bulldogs sit at 6-1 on the year, most recently clobbering Rockford 5-1 and improving to 2-1 in the OK-Roo. They have won 5 straight since their opening night loss to Catholic Central, and in that time they've outscored their opponents 25-9. Along with that, Grandville is tied with the Cougars for second in the OK-Roo with 12 points. As we've already mentioned, last time these two teams took the ice in competition against each other, the Cougars triumphed 5-3 to open up the 2019 campaign. However, this was no ordinary win as the Cougars rallied back with a huge four-goal third-period comeback to ruin the Bulldogs' home opener after being down 3-1 at the start of the third. Scratches tonight for Grandville. Gunnar Sudnitsky and Jeremy Rise are both out with undisclosed injuries. Players to watch tonight for Catholic Central: listen for the always present Jacob Onstadt to make his mark on the score sheet, as he has already accumulated 21 points on the year, 12 of them being assists, and averages 2.3 points per game. As for Grandville, Jonathan Dubink leads the way with 3 goals and 6 assists, giving him 9 points on the campaign. Now let's look at the keys for the game for Catholic Central. Defensively, they need to eliminate the amount of scoring chances, not just for Dubink, but for the entire Grandville squad. The Cougars have let up the most goals in the OK-Roo, and if they want to have any success further along in the season, that needs to change. On the other side of the coin, the Cougars need to get some extended time in the offensive zone with quality control of the puck in order to crack the shell of the Grandville defense and wear them down, as the Bulldogs have allowed the fewest goals in the conference. Well, that'll do it for our pregame show. We'll take a break, but stay with us. We'll have starting lineups, puck drop, and first period action on the other side. You're listening to Catholic Central Cougar Hockey live from Byron Center, Michigan.
Do you really want to study for that exam? Listening to Cougar Hockey is a much better option. You're listening to Cougar Puck Radio.
Reagan Cleaves welcoming back here inside the broadcast booth at Southside Ice Arena. Starting goaltenders tonight for your Catholic Central Cougars. They send out Ryan McClellan, who's played 7 games, has a record of 4-2-1, a goals against average of 2.43 and a save percentage of .892. For Grandville, they send out Caden Fisher. He has played in all 6 games. He has a record of 5-1, a goals against average of 1.83 and a save percentage of .944. Catholic Central will go from right to left on your radio dial, wearing their home white uniforms with blue shoulders, and blue and yellow trim. The Bulldogs will counter from left to right, wearing their maroon jerseys with white stripe across the middle and silver trim. Starters for the Bulldogs, they send out Uturo, Bourne, and Moleski on the offensive side, and on the defense they send out Holden Pratt and and Josiah Lambers. For Catholic Central, they send out Patterson and Kwiatkowski on the defense, and the forward line is Rollins, McIntyre, and Onstott. We've got 17 minutes on the clock here at Southside Ice Arena. Both teams ready, set, and we are underway here in Southside Ice Arena. Patterson will clear it all the way down the ice. Fisher out of his net to play it, he leaves it behind. Back there to play it is Josiah Lambers. He battles for it with the Cougar offenseman. Grandville moves that out to center. There's Moleski. He couldn't get past the forecheck of Onstott, and the puck is free at center. Now the puck comes free to Moleski. He loses it to Onstott, who couldn't control. Now a stolen pass right front. Jacob Onstott scores 30 seconds into the game. A shot by Kevin Patterson was blocked in front, and the rebound came right to the Cougar captain, and 30 seconds into the contest, it's 1-0. My goodness, we said Catholic Central needed a quick start to the game, and a quick start they have. Just 30 seconds in, it's 1-0. Meanwhile, play resumes, and Bulldogs will dump it down into the corner. Grabowski will try to send that out, and he's successful in our race for the puck. Gabe Silva gets to it first, but a shot went wide. Now he has it along the side of the net, tries the backhand, turned aside by Fisher. Now it comes to the slot. Trevor Rubline, a shot saved for the rebound. They score! Oh my goodness, 2 goals in 28 seconds, and the Cougars have jumped out to a 2-0 lead. So much for the 0 goals allowed in the first period for Grandville this year. The Cougars have gotten on the board with 2 goals 28 seconds apart at 30 seconds and 58 seconds respectively. It's 2-1 Catholic Central. Now the play resumes at center. Race for the puck. Dubink couldn't play it in time. Josiah Lambers plays it at the point, taken by Rosema. Rosema down the right wing, cuts in, shot. Saved by McClellan. He'll glove that down with 1:18 gone here in the first. So the draw will come to McClellan's left. It'll be Onstadt and Holt. It'll be Onstadt and Dubink in for the draw. Off the tie-up. Catholic Central can't get to the puck in time. Dubink beats his man, but he's hip-checked off the puck. Kwiatkowski has the puck poked away from him in the corner and along the hash marks. Rosema kept it in at the point, shoots it down behind, and the Cougars try to ring it out, and they do so. It goes all the way down the ice. Icing waved off. It was tipped as the Bulldogs were changing there. Now it's Andrew Arturo, lost the puck at the line. Here's a shot that was lifted just wide by Andrew Wormuth. And now the Bulldogs are back the other way. Jackson Molesky sends it down. It ricochets off the boards, and Ryan McClelland will hold with 14:57 remaining here in the first. That goal for the Cougars, well, the first goal for the Cougars, it was Onstadt from Patterson and Rollins, and then Ben Clay got the goal to put them up 2 just 28 seconds later from Rubline. He's got the only assist on that goal. Draw to the left of McClelland, won by Catholic Central, and Grandville gets a quick shot on goal. McClelland will cover 4 seconds elapsed on that play. Draw will again be to the left of the Catholic Central netminder. It'll be Jonathan Dubink in for the draw with Jacob Onstadt in the zone to my right. It's won by the Bulldogs. Up to the point, couldn't be kept in by Easton Pratt, and he'll go back to retrieve it in neutral ice and dump it in. Play off the boards. Jacob Onstadt has to retreat into his own end to play it. Onstadt, he's got speed. He powers past the defense and chips it the length of the ice. No icing. Fisher wraps it to the point, but not out. Rubline couldn't play it, and now here's a breakaway for Jonathan Dubink. Jonathan Dubink couldn't control the puck and will chase it into the corner. Across the way, a centering pass picked off, and the Cougars will clear it out. Now a long stretch pass for Arturo off the stick of Fisher, and it will go for icing. Not often you see not often that the goaltender is the culprit of an icing, but this time that is the case. Draw to the right of Fisher. One up to the point. Here's Patterson. Patterson will wrap that around the boards behind the net. Gabe Silva centering pass. Patterson at the point. A shot save that deflected up high. Not knocked down by high stick, and Holloman up at the point. Near side Patterson. Patterson, a shot deflected right at the point of the shot, and now Grabowski controls along the line. Centering pass up to the point. Holloman will wrist a shot, and it's glove, and it's right into the gut of Caden Fisher. So, with 13:43 remaining here in the first, Catholic Central leading 2-0 over Grandville. Draw will come to the left of the Bulldog netminder. And for the draw, it'll be Andrew Wormuth against Matt Turcott. Won by Turcott. Puck will come to the near side. Grandville trying to get it out of their own zone. Turcott is in there. Puck goes all the way back right on Fisher, and he'll cover. Quakendahl was applying the pressure there for Catholic Central. So 13:33 remaining here in the first. Draw will come to the right of Fisher in the zone to my left. Sullivan off the draw, had a shot blocked at the point, and now it's a race for the puck. Sullivan will win that, tried to backhand that, and it comes onto the stick of Andrew Wormuth across the way. Andrew Wormuth will move it into the offensive zone, and now Holloman trying to get past the defense of Grandville and to get a shot on, but nothing goes, and Quakendahl takes a run at Mole. Puck will come behind the Grandville net. They will look to break out with 13 minutes even remaining here in the first. Braden Mole sends a pass across. It was intercepted though, and Onstadt tries to tip that down the ice, but that was blocked, and he'll regain control and punch it into the offensive zone. Back there to play it is Gavin Rosema for the visitors. They wrap it around, kept in at the point by Patterson. He plays it off the high glass. There to get it is Grant Quakendahl. Danny McIntyre. They play along the boards. Behind the net, right in front of the Grandville students section, who decides to place themselves right behind their defensive net. Now, the Bulldogs finally regain control in the defensive zone and will slap it all the way down the ice. 12-13 remaining icing is the call. Cougars leading 2-0 off two early goals, 28 seconds apart. Those coming from Onstadt and Clay. For Onstadt, that is his 9th goal, or his 10th goal of that campaign, giving him 22 points on the season. That is an astounding number, seeing as that the Cougars have played less than half of that amount in games. Now draw to the left. Now drawing the Cougars' offensive zone. A shot was blocked in front. Holloman digging in for it on the near boards. It's played behind. There to get it is Easton Pratt. He'll play it up to the boards, but not play it up to the line, but not out, and it's slapped right back down in. Now Andrew Wormuth feeds it up. Patterson fanned on the shot, and the Bulldogs have an opportunity. Here's Uturo. Uturo had the puck poked away from him. Good defensive play there by the combined forces of Patterson and Quakendahl. Now in the offensive zone, a shot tipped right in front, and again Quakendahl, another shot on the rebound. It comes loose, and the puck is whistled dead. Referee lost sight of it. He thought Caden Fisher had it covered, but that was most definitely not the case. Statistician Gabe Groh waving that off. Ridiculous, he says. Drawing the offensive zone for Catholic Central, won by the Bulldogs. They'll play it off the boards across the way. Here is Pratt. Pratt clearing attempt, blocked, and he will regain. Up to the point, Shane Kwiatkowski tries to dump it down in, but it's taken by the Bulldogs, and they will circle around in their own end and dump it down the ice. Icing will be the call with 11-13 remaining here in the first. Grandville this season has only scored 5 goals in the first period, so and a combined total of 11 in the first 2, so don't expect them to rally much of a comeback. They're a slow starting team, and the Catholic Central has gotten up. Puck is played back in the Cougars zone. Meanwhile, here's Nathan Rubline. The other captain for Catholic Central will dump it down behind. There to get it is Clay, the insurance goal scorer right now for Catholic Central. Up to the point, a shot that was blocked off the stick of Kwiatkowski. Now, along the near boards, the Bulldogs clearing out to center. Grabowski will retreat inside his own line, move it out to Silva, but it's taken by Lambers. Lambers, he's across the line to the left side, lets a shot go, tipped right in front. Big save and the rebound up to the point. A shot through traffic, save and the rebound right in the slot. And that'll be again come onto the stick of Pratt. A shot that went wide. Now puck behind the net. Bulldogs putting some pressure on here. Now McClellan was taken out of his net to go and get it, but the Cougars will clear it out to center. Here's Grabowski with a chance. He gets around the defense, walks into the slot. Shot, he lifted that just high. Zach Grabowski, a beautiful play at the line to get past the defense. He chipped it off the boards, but he couldn't capitalize. He lifted it just high. And the score remains 2-0 in favor of Catholic Central. Now, draw to the right of Caden Fisher. We mentioned this in the opening night contest between these two teams as Andrew Wormuth gets tossed down to the face-off circle. In will come Grant Quakendahl. He promptly loses. Now the Bulldogs will move up. We'll get to the previously mentioned aspect in a moment, and they dump it down. In to play it in the corner is Jackson Molesky. Up to the point, a clapper off the stick of Uturo. That took multiple bounces, and the Cougars will clear that out to center. Here's Grant Quakendahl. He's got a 2-on-1 with Holloman. Quakendahl near side. Holloman, he couldn't get a shot off it. Popped right over his stick. The cross ice feed would have been a beautiful opportunity for Catholic Central to make it 3-0. Now Bulldogs feeling the pressure a bit, chip it off the boards, and and in turn, Catholic Central will chip it down. Now play at center. It'll be chipped into the near zone. Jacob Onstadt there to play it for Catholic Central. Bumped off the puck by Uturo. Pratt in there with him. Onstadt picks up the puck, sends it near side, and the Cougars get it all the way down the ice. Icing will be the call with 9:07 remaining here in the first. Catholic Central out to an early 2-goal lead, less than a minute into the contest, and not been able to get a goal since. Draw will be to the left of Ryan McClelland in the zone to my left, or zone to my right. Catholic Central moving right to left now, right off the draw and opportunity. Rubline clears it out though at the line, couldn't be kept in, and Catholic Central will regroup behind their own net. They'll dump it down. Wilson Pratt took an odd ricochet off the end boards, and Nathan Rubline tries to move that out to center. It pops up into the air off a deflection, and the Cougars will dump that down. Ryan Rollins putting pressure on the puck for Catholic Central. Now the puck took an odd ricochet off the partition in the boards. Ryan Rollins and Jake Onstadt worked over by the visitors, and they will dump it down into the Catholic Central zone to my right. Now a centering pass that was picked off. That could have been dangerous. Now from the line, a wrister shot from Holden Pratt, and the Cougars give away. That was right in the slot, late in the skate of Rubline, and he cleared that to Clay, who couldn't get it out. A shot from the point blocked, and it'll roll into the far corner. Onstadt pressured by his opposite number, Pullman, and Catholic Central will gain and dump it down the ice. Back in his own end to play it is Pratt. He dumps it all the way down the ice. Icing will be the call with 7:43 remaining here in the first. Shots on goal 7-2 in favor of Catholic Central. They are most definitely applying the majority of the pressure here early in this contest. Now draw to the right of Fisher, won by the Bulldogs. They send it the length of the ice, and it's a race for the puck. Sullivan beaten by Molesky. Molesky controls the near hash mark, sends it up to the point. Pratt across to Lambers. He can get a good handle on the puck, and now Lambers kept that in at the point. Bulldogs still controlling here. No, it's picked up by the Cougars, and they send it down. That got through the skates of Gavin Rosema. The Bulldogs captain will send it from the corner up to Molesky. Molesky trying to break out. Stolen by Holloman, however. And it is down behind the Bulldogs net. They control moving left to right here in this first period. Trevor Rubline will dump it down behind Fisher. It took a play off the boards, and Fisher had to direct it to his teammate. Now the play controls in the right wing circle. Out loose puck and a shot that hit the crossbar off the stick of Andrew Wormuth. He got an opportunity there to make it 3-0, but couldn't capitalize. Fisher better thank his post a ton tonight. Now breaking out of the offensive zone is Brendan Bourne. He's across the line, leaves it for Arturo. A shot that was blocked off a Cougar defenseman. Now a glove is loose on the ice. That is Willemans. Now Rosema getting a shot right on goal, and McClellan closes the 5-hole and covers up the rebound. And with 6:14 remaining here in the first, draw will come to his left in the Bulldogs offensive zone to my right. It'll be number 25, Jonathan Dubink, and number 12, Jacob Onstadt in for the draw. It's one off the tie-up, a centering pass right into the slot. Off the tie-up, Catholic Central will move out. Rollins couldn't move that pass, and here's Dubink. Dubink a long shot from the point. Glove down right in front of his face by Ryan McClelland. So with 5:58 remaining. Draw will once again come to the left of Catholic Central's senior netminder. He has played a majority of the games for Catholic Central between the pipes. His backup Lucas Chalfoun has played 2, and he has collected a record of 1-0-1. Now Catholic Central, that laid right in front, is a shot that went and deflected up to the point. Now a shot that was blocked. Here's Gabe Sova. He got a goal in his first game back from a collarbone injury a week ago against Rockford. Now Catholic Central, puck is at neutral ice. Now race for the puck. Here's the aforementioned Sova. Walks in, centers it right in front. Big save by Fisher. And there's a delayed call behind the net. And a penalty is coming up to Grandville. Hooking is the call. So with 11:40 gone here in the first, Catholic Central will head on the power play. Their first of the evening, looking to extend a 2-goal lead. So draw will be to the left of Caden Fisher. One of the Bulldogs captains, it'll be Jacob Onstadt in with Andrew Urturo for the face-off. It is won by the Catholic Central. Up at the point, sends near side Rubline. Rubline dumps it down to Onstadt in his usual spot on the left wing hash mark. Onstadt works his way up to the point. Now a long shot that went wide. Ricocheting off the end boards into the corner. Onstadt feeds it up to the point. Rubline, a clapper shot saving the rebound. That went just through the crease. And the whistle is blown. Net has come off. 4:58 remaining here in the first. 2-0 Catholic Central. That penalty was on Andrew Pullman. 2 minutes for hooking. 1:39 of that is what remains after that whistle. It'll be Onstadt. And now Dubink in for the draw to the right of Fisher. Draw won by Catholic Central. Sova feeds that to Rubline at the near point. He walks it, sends it to Onstadt. Onstadt couldn't get a pass down to Quakendahl. He controls, tries to send that up to the point. Now off a tie-up, he sends a diving shot wide. And here's a 2-on-1 for the Bulldogs the other way. Here's Gavin Rosema. Rosema on the left wing, cuts in, shot saved by McClellan on the rebound. That went off the side of the net. And Sova will control, he'll send it to Onstadt. Onstadt across the line, down the right side, cuts in, shot. That deflected up and knocked down with a questionably high stick. Onstadt picks up the puck, top of the slot, getting roughed up by Dubink, and Onstadt completes the circle, sends it to Patterson at the point. A shot deflected. That was set up for a tip that went just wide. It kind of stayed where it was. Now up to the point, Patterson near side, sends it down to Onstadt, returned. Patterson sends it across to Rubline right off the bench. Now Clay sends it to Onstadt. Onstadt sends it back down. Cougars controlling much pressure, haven't got a lot of shots. Now a shot, and that'll be smothered by Fisher along the side of the net. 3:47 remaining here in the first. Catholic Central 2-0 lead. They're on the power play for another 28 seconds. It'll be Zach Grabowski in for the draw with Turcotte. Won by Catholic Central to Patterson up at the point. Sends it across. Kwiatkowski sends it down low. That couldn't be controlled by the Cougars. And behind the net, they send it to the point, and that will go all the way down. No icing nullified due to the power play. Patterson gets the tip from McClellan and Hull. Move up ice this way on the near side. Across the way. Cougars will dump that all the way around. Shane Kwiatkowski couldn't get to that, and now the Bulldogs will dump it down. Icing will be the call as their penalty had just expired right as they shot the puck down. So with 3:15, draw will be in the Catholic Central offensive zone on the right wing circle. It'll be Jacob Onstadt with Jonathan Dubink, familiar foes they're in the confines of the face-off circle. They dump it down. Rosema puts on the brakes and gives it to Dubink. Dubink powering down the right wing. He works the line, sends it across. Onstadt, a good play to nullify the pass, and now a race for the puck. Here is Danny McIntyre. He gets the puck ahead of Brendan Hunt. Now behind the net, those two going at it. Excuse me, that wasn't Hunt, that was Pratt. That was Holden Pratt. Puck comes to the far side. Onstadt leaves it for Kwiatkowski. A shot that was blocked in front, now lifted. Here is Andrew Uturo. He's got a breakaway right in on McClellan. Shoots. Big save by the senior netminder. He closes the pads as Uturo tried to go 5-hole. McClellan said no, sir, and denies. The Grandville forward. Big play. Big stop there for Ryan McClellan. Just as it seemed momentum was swinging a little bit in Grandville's favor after killing off that power play. Now a shot that went through Ben Clay's legs from the point, and that went wide, luckily. Now Sova tangled up with his own man. Bulldogs will control in their own zone. They send it across. Here's Molesky. Puck to the line. Almost intercepted by Clay, but the Cougars control and dump it down in. 2:07 remaining here in the first. Bulldogs control. Zone to my left. They are moving left to right on your radio dial, wearing their road maroon jerseys. Uturo will clear that down the ice. It won't go far enough for icing. Is back to get it is Kimball Sullivan. Sullivan will play it off the high glass. Almost cleared out, but Sam Rosema kept it in. Players converge across the way. Gabe Sova battling for it with his man. Now near side, Uturo will tee it up and fire a shot right into the shoulder pads of McClelland, the senior standing tall with 1:32 remaining. Here in the first, 2-0 Catholic Central leads. So draw will come to the right of Ryan McClelland. 2-0 Catholic Central lead. Onstadt loses the draw, however, and clearing attempt was just too far. Onstadt in a race for the puck, can't get by the defense. He lost his stick. Wants a call from the ref for slashing, but none is coming. Well, Cougars, Rubline will clear that out. Glove down by Lambers at the line. Onstadt sends it across McIntyre, weaving down the right side. He pulls up, sends it near side Rubline. Rubline tried to get a shot, kept in beautifully by McIntyre at the point. Good job. Now Onstadt looking to work his magic, has to retreat to center. 55 seconds to go here in this first period. Catholic Central leading 2-0. And Josiah Lambers brought his teammate just offside there with 50 seconds to go here in the first period. Catholic Central up 2-0, courtesy of 2 goals, 28 seconds apart for Catholic Central off the sticks of Ben Clay and Onstadt. Now Bulldogs win the draw at center and send it down. Kwiatkowski there to play it in the corner. He's worked over by 2 Bulldogs. Now Cougars trying to clear that out. They had a man up ice. That was Zach Grabowski. Now a long stretch pass to center. Here's Andrew Uturo down the right side across the line. Pass intercepted. Gavin Rosema tried to send a pass across. Now Bulldogs control a centering pass to nobody in particular, but Sam Roseba pinches down. And the Cougars send it out down the length of the ice. Back to play it is Sam Rosema with under 10 seconds to go. Clock hits 5. Here's Andrew Uturo, one last rush down the right side. Cuts into the circle, a shot saved. McClellan the rebound. That will end the period as a shot fluttered up past McClellan. He lost it, but it just went narrowly wide, and if it had gone in, it would have been after the buzzer. So after 1 period of play, Catholic Central leads Grandville by a score of 2-0. When we return, we will have first intermission game recap, look at the MHSAAs, look at the OKRU scores, and the out-of-town scoreboard. You're listening to Catholic Central Cougar Hockey live from Southside Ice Arena.
You're listening to Catholic Central Cougar Hockey on Cougar Puck Radio.
Reagan Cleves, welcome you back here inside the broadcast booth at Southside Ice Arena. But before we get to the first intermission report, we've got a shout out for Bob McClellan in Estero, Florida, from his family up here in Michigan. Thanks for listening, Bob. So, let's take a look at the first intermission, at the game thus far. It didn't take long for the Cougar offense to get going, as 30 seconds into the game, Jacob Onstadt capitalized on an opportunity. He got a pass from Kevin Patterson, broke right on in. He was all alone in front and buried it past Fisher to put the Cougars on the board 1-0. Then Ben Clay, 28 seconds later, made it 2-0 as Trevor Ruland blasted a shot from the near point. It was stopped initially in front by Fisher, and then Clay knocked home the rebound. The Cougars had one opportunity on the power play in that first period. Pullman went off for hooking. Cougars could not get anything on that. So let's take a look at the MHSAA games going on tonight. Grandville and Catholic Central obviously going on right now, but started at 8 about 18 minutes ago. Byron Center is visiting Lowell Caledonia at Kentwood Ice Arena. Tomorrow in the OK Rue, Byron Center will play these same Grandville Bulldogs, and we will bring you all the action of Grand Rapids Catholic Central and Flint Powers Catholic. They have made the trip all the way from Flint to take part in tomorrow's contest at 3. Out-of-town scoreboard for the Grand Rapids Griffins. With 12 minutes remaining in the second, the Milwaukee Admirals are leading the Grand Rapids Griffins 1-0. That goal came in the first from Matt Donovan. He got assisted by Eli Tolvanen and Laurent Dauphine. The Detroit Red Wings inactive tonight, but will be in action tomorrow, 7 p.m. against the Florida Panthers down in Sunshine, Florida. So that'll do it for our first intermission report. You're listening to Catholic Central Cougar Hockey live from Byron Center, Michigan.
This is Catholic Central Cougar Hockey on Cougar Puck Radio.
Reagan Cleaves, welcome you back here inside the broadcast booth. We're at the end of the first intermission, start of the second period. It's Catholic Central 2 and Grandville nothing. So, we got another out-of-town scoreboard update for you. Catholic Central's basketball team is at halftime leading Northview by 10, 37-27. We've got 17 minutes on the clock. Puck is dropped at center, and Catholic Central will dump it down in as we are underway here in the second period of play. Now play in the corner. Along the near side, Cougars moving left to right here in this second period. Grandville clears it down the ice. It will not go far enough for icing as it was blocked at the line, as now they battle for it along the end boards. Andrew Uturo being a gigantic force now, a shot from the point, and that was deflected wide. Now two players taken down. There will be a penalty coming to Catholic Central. We'll see which referee makes the call. It is interference. So with 39 seconds gone here in the middle frame, Catholic Central will head on the penalty kill. Grandville, their power play on the season is 0 for 10. They have not scored a single power play goal. So the draw will come to the right of Ryan McClelland. It'll be Grant Quakendahl. He loses it. Andrew Urturo will send it across to Lambers. Lambers a shot. That was a big timely save by Ryan McClelland. Andrew Urturo leaves it for Pratt. Pratt walks to the left circle, a shot save, and the rebound laid in the crease, and Catholic Central will dump it down with 20 seconds remaining here in the penalty kill. Kwiatkowski getting the interference, the call on Kwiatkowski here to put the Cougars on the penalty kill. Now pass reached in Grabowski. He deflected that out of the passing lane. Now Uturo will lift a shot on goal, glove down by McClellan. He will hold with 1:16 remaining here in the second. 1:16 remaining in the penalty kill, pardon. 15:36 remaining in the second. Grandville has had 3 shots in this period. 2 of them have been on this power play. Now Catholic Central, Nathan Rubline getting worked over behind the net. Puck goes into the corner. There to play for it is Kimball Sullivan. He's there. Now puck comes up to the point, Holden Pratt across the way. A shot deflected. That went off the outside of the net. I saw the net ripple. Thought that might have gone in. Now meanwhile the Cougars, the Bulldogs, Jonathan Dubink working over. Good penalty killing here by the Cougars. Or they give the puck up. They send it across to the far side. A shot right along the ice, courtesy of Sam Rosema. And McClellan will make the save and cover with 41 seconds remaining here on the penalty kill. 15:01 remaining in the period. Draw to the left of Ryan McClellan. Draw won by the Catholic Central Cougars. They'll ring it around the boards. Holden Pratt there to keep it in the zone. Puck will go across. That'll be Sam Rosema there to play it. Puck squirts free into the slot, and the Cougars will dump it all the way down the ice. Icing does not apply. So Bulldogs will regroup in their own zone, moving from right to left. Now that pass was picked off. Here's Onstott on the right wing. Picks up the puck. Now he couldn't control that completely. 9 seconds to go on the penalty kill. Ben Clay tried the drop pass, and the Bulldogs will move from left to right, wearing their maroon road jerseys with a white stripe across the middle. There goes Sam Rosema into the corner and behind the net. Good defensive work along the boards by the Cougar defenseman. They play it along the near half wall. Jacob Onstott moves the puck. Here's Ben Clay. It's a 3-on-1. Ben Clay taken down from behind. Whistle is called, and the Cougars will go on yet another power play. just when their penalty kill had expired. 14:01 remaining here in the second. A minute transpired between those two whistles. It'll be number 15, Holden Pratt, sent off to put Catholic Central on the power play. Grandville, their penalty kill percentage on the year is 87.5. Now they send it across. Catholic Central loses it. Here's a shorthanded breakaway. Down the right side, cuts in, scores! So much for being on the power play. 9 seconds in. I believe that was Easton Pratt who walked on the right side. That might have been Gavin Rosema. I couldn't see the number clearly. He streaked down the right side and lasered a shot from the middle of the circle past the blocker of Ryan McClellan, and it's now 2-1. Pardon. At the scoreboard there for a second. Now the ensuing draw at center. Catholic Central still on the power play. Zach Grabowski wired a shot past Caden Fisher. Now Ryan McClellan came out of his net but didn't need to play it as the puck slowed down considerably, and Patterson will move it up the ice to Grabowski. Grabowski is across the line, left side. Will send it in. 1:24 remaining on the penalty kill. Up to the point, Kwiatkowski sends it down to nobody in particular. Clay bumped off the puck. They send it out to center. Here is Andrew Pullman. Pullman looking to beat his man to the puck. Shane Kwiatkowski boxes him out, allows Patterson to reach in there and grab the puck for Catholic Central. They move left to right here in this second period, wearing their white home uniforms with blue shoulders and blue and yellow trim. McClellan will backhand that. Onstadt and Lambers converge along the near side. Onstadt will carry it behind his net, pressured by Pratt. They got 40 seconds remaining on the power play. Onside with speed, gets around the fence to the left, to the right side, cuts in a shot. That is into the paraphernalia of into the paraphernalia of Caden Fisher there. 34 seconds remaining for Catholics on the power play for Catholic Central. And apparently there is a penalty on Grant Quakendahl. We'll see what the call is, but for the meantime, it's 4-on-4 hockey. Catholic Central bench not happy about it. We'll see what the call is when it is announced to the crowd. It'll be Andrew Uturo in for the draw with Onstadt. One by Uturo up to the point. Rosema, a long shot that was tipped wide of the rebound. Goes off to the behind the net. McClellan didn't know where it was. Slashing the call on Grant Quakendahl. He ran into the goaltender. That might have been what they're calling. Now Onstadt works down the right side, left side, he scores! A beautiful 4-on-4 goal for Jacob Onstadt. He picked up the puck, worked around the outside of the left wing circle, and put it past Caden Fisher on the glove hand side. It was not on the short side as you would expect on a goal from that angle, but he actually put it along the far post, and the Cougars regain the 2-goal lead on a 4-on-4 goal. What a fantastic goal by the Catholic Central captain to regain that 2-goal lead for them right before the penalty to Grandville had expired. They moved that out to center. That'll play it as Gavin Rosema. The Bulldogs send that across, and here is Nathan Rubline sends it a shot right on, and gobbled up by Rosema. That was Nathan Rubline who picked up the puck. He got an extra chop after the whistle. 3-1 Catholic Central leads with 11:45 remaining here in the second. Draw in the left wing circle, won by Catholic Central. Nathan Rubline will dump that behind Zach Grabowski. There to pick it up for the blue and white. Rubline up at the point. Trevor sends it around to the far side. Pass picked off by Grabowski, and it is in somebody's skates up the line. Nathan Rubline went to try to take the body rather than the puck, and that results in Trevor Rubline taking the puck, dumping it all the way down the ice. No icing would have been called anyway, but it's right on Caden Fisher. Catholic Central still got 47 seconds left on the penalty kill. Play in the near side. A shot by Dubink. He teed it up and fired it right from around the bottom of the circle. It deflects up into the rafters with 11:05 remaining here in the second period. Catholic Central leading 3-1 over Grandville. On the right of Ryan McClelland, won by the Cougars. They try to wrap it around behind. Couldn't get a lot on it. And up at the point, kept in by Lambers, but the puck goes up and out of play. Lambers and Onstott both converged. Puck went up and out of play right over the Grandville bench. Now both of these teams have both allowed and scored a majority of their goals a majority of their goals for and goals against in the third period, with Grandville scoring 17. Now pass right up to the slot, kept in at the point. We'll get to that in a second. Now Holden Pratt has shot laid in the slot. It's still laid there after a couple whacks at it, and that'll move out to center. Grandville has scored 17 goals in the third, and their opponents have scored 13 against. Now a pass right in front. That couldn't be controlled, and now Granville's Andrew Turlo will move down the left side. He cuts into the left wing circle, a backhand. That looked like it hit the post. My goodness. Catholic Central will clear that up. It's kept at the line. Catholic Central side of the stands shouting it was too many men, which it might have well could be. Could have been. And behind the net, Catholic Central moving left to right here in this second period. A pass out to the side. Here's Ryan Rollins down the right side. Tried to leave it for Onstott, but he circles top of the slot, walks to the left side, tried a shot, and that was blocked. Now Onstott controls, sends it up to the point. That skipped over Trevor Rubline's stick, and he gets back. Trevor Rubline will have his pass intercepted by Uturo and he'll dump it down in. Meanwhile, while Grandville has has scored 17, given up 13. Catholic Central has scored 20 and given up 19, as offside is whistled against the Catholic Central Cougars. So, draw will come just outside of the Catholic Central line. Intentional offsides was the decision. So it'll be Gabe Sova, the sophomore, in for the draw with Dubink. Dubink wins it cleanly, and Gavin Rosema will play it off the boards into the Catholic Central defensive zone. Trevor Rubline will play it out to Grabowski, who will backhand it into the offensive zone. At the point, the puck was lost, and here's Dubink down the right side, cuts into the center. Right there, they had an opportunity, and Dubink couldn't put the backhander home. Now Catholic Central had a pass picked off. Easton Pratt working, comes up to the point. Wilson Pratt sending it down. Catholic Central will move it down the ice and off the boards. Here is Dubink, will send it across in his own defensive zone for Wilson Pratt. Pass picked off by Nathan Rubline, couldn't get past the defense at the line, and Gabe Silva will chip it in. Right on Caden Fisher with 8:26 remaining. Nice. Bulldogs send it all the way down. Catholic Central to regroup. Here's Onstott, catches a streaking Rollins down the right side. Cuts in, shot right into the gut of Caden Fisher. So with 8:14 remaining here in the second period. Now, if we're looking for similarities between the last two games, within the last game the Cougars played against the Bulldogs and this one, the score at one point was 3-1 in favor of Grandville. We'll get to that in a second, as now play at center. Two Cougars conversion, send it out. Josiah Lambers wires that one in, and They'll send it around to the near side. Harvey Holloman chips that out to center. Here's Grant Quakenall on a 2-on-1 with Warmuth. With a 2-on-1 with Warmuth, and Warmuth couldn't get the shot off. Or he got the shot off, but it was denied by Caden Fisher. 7:45 remaining here in the second. The score at one point on opening night was 3-1 and in favor of the Bulldogs, but Catholic Central came roaring back in the third. We'll see if something like that happens tonight. We sure hope it doesn't, but just an interesting note on similarities between the last two games between these two sides. Now it's bumped into the Catholic Central offensive zone to my right. The Bulldogs pick it up at center. Here is Pratt. He controls the line, sends it across. Now a shot right on. Sharp angle, good save. McClellan on the rebound. Uturo sends it near side. A long wrister shot right on. And McClellan will snag the Bourne shot with his gloved left hand. So 7:09 remaining here in the second. Catholic Central leading 3-1 over the Grandville Bulldogs. Catholic Central opened up the scoring less than a minute in as Jacob Onstadt put Catholic Central up by 1. And then Ben Clay would add to that 28 seconds later. Now at center, here's Jacob Onstadt. He's got speed across the line, cuts to the left side, goes to the backhand, tries the wraparound move. He's belted along the end boards. Now the Bulldogs look to move out. They chip it up into the stands. Always a scary proposition when there's no netting like it is here at Southside Ice Arena. That puck in any other rink would have hit the netting, not endangered any fans, but the price you pay when you have Southside Ice Arena as your home rink, as Catholic Central does. Now, to the left of Rosema, draw one by Jacob Onstadt. Danny McIntyre tried to wrap that around, couldn't do so successfully though, as players converged in the right wing corner. They're battling for it there. Both teams come out of that and the Bulldogs will send that down. Dubink was falling down as he let the shot go from right at about the point as he was breaking in. Now Nathan Rubline gets slashed from behind, but apparently slashing on the stick is okay, and they send it out. That could have been too many men. There is a lot of questionable line changes for the Bulldogs with 6:05 remaining here in the second. That puck is ricocheted all the way down. Icing will be the call. Just went narrowly wide of the net. 6 minutes to go here in the second. Catholic Central leading 3-1. That goal for the Bulldogs scored by Andrew Ruturo unassisted to bring the Bulldogs within 1. But minutes later, it was Jacob Onstadt to put the Catholic Central Cougars back up 2. Now at the point, Kwiatkowski kept it in, lets a wrist shot go. Easy save for Fisher. Now Gabe Silva plays it off the boards. He'll try to go to get that for himself, but Gavin Rosema beats him to it. Now Catholic Central, a shot from the right wing circle. Taken down from the high slot is a shot through traffic. Kwiatkowski caught Fisher by surprise, but he makes the save with 5:34 remaining here in the second. So, now we'll come to the right wing circle in the Catholic Central offensive zone. It'll be Gabe Silva in for the draw, the sophomore for Catholic Central. One of only a few on this team. He was one of the holdovers from last year. It was the lone freshman on the team last year, if I recall correctly. And meanwhile, play in the offensive zone for the Bulldogs. Puck stolen by Womuth. That's Clay. He gets the return pass from Shively, and they'll dump it down in. Delayed offsides. Catholic Central will have to regroup. Andrew Wormuth was in offsides. He was going in to pressure the puck, so they blew the whistle. He unknowingly hopped on with a delayed offsides, and since he hopped on inside the line, that made him eligible for an offsides. Grandville is arguing the fact that it was that the draw was only just outside their line rather than where it should have been on a draw like that, and that's chipped up into the stands to my right. We hope everyone's okay. Always a scary proposition. Second time it's happened in the last 5 minutes of game time. 4:53 remaining here in the second. Catholic Central up 3-1 over their OK Roo foes, the Bulldogs of Grandville. These two teams are tied for second place in the OK Roo behind a red-hot Reese Buffer. Now the puck comes up to the point. Nathan Rubline, good job to keep it in there. They send it around to the near side. Nathan Rubline pinching down. Good offensive-minded play as Ryan Rollins sends it down. Up to the point. Rubline will send it in. Delayed offsides. Everybody will have to come outside the line. And the Bulldogs will streak down the right wing. Here's Rosema. Rosema cutting behind the line. Sends it up to the point. A long shot through traffic that hit Rosema in front. And now they'll move it up to the point. Catholic Central will send it out to Onstad. Onstad, he's got himself in numbers. A penalty on Trevor Rubline here. He's going off. It was behind the play. I didn't see it. It was signaled a cross-check. So he'll go off, and the Catholic Central Cougars will be on the penalty kill once again. So as I was saying earlier, these two teams, Grandville is in second at the moment, though these two teams do have the same amount of points. They have played 7 games to Catholic Central's 9. Now a shot, that's blocked in front, up to the point, Uturo. Andrew Uturo walks the line, sends it across. There is Pratt. Pratt sends it near side, Uturo working qua as a defenseman here. And he'll lay a shot on goal. And it'll go up and out, a play off the blocker of McClellan. 1:44 remaining here in the second. In for the draw, it'll be Onstad. Won by the Bulldogs. They send it across. Josiah Lambers, a shot tipped in front. Good save. That was an all-positioning save for the senior Catholic Central netminder. It was tipped right in front by Brendan Bourne. A massive change in direction. But McClellan was right on top of it, and he made a good save. So, they're digging for the draw in the left wing circle, won by the Bulldogs once again. Up to the point, here's Pratt. He sends it down low, picked up by Onstad, though. Onstad, he's got speed down the right wing, cuts across the line. He tries to get past Holden Pratt, but he couldn't do so, and the Bulldogs will regroup, moving right to left here in this period. Uturo across the line, wires a shot. That was turned aside by the right pad of McClellan. Now Onstad will pitchfork that all the way down the ice as the Cougars are still on the penalty. 1:08 remaining here in the second. Bulldogs will regroup behind their own net. Catholic Central leading 3-1 here at Southside Ice Arena in Byron Center, Michigan. Cougars will regain possession and dump it all the way down the ice. Fisher will play that off the boards. Uturo will proceed that along. Kevin Patterson tees it up and launches it back in. Both teams are playing a game of catch right now. Now the puck popped out right into the slot off of a deflection. And here is Rosema. Rosema on the right wing. He pulls up. Sends it to the point. Now a clapper that deflected wide off the stick of Sam Rosema. Now a centering pass picked off right in the slot. And Catholic Central will send that all the way down. That went off the high glass. Thought that was going to go over. 17 seconds remaining on the penalty kill. They send it down. McClellan. Icing will be the call. That was a questionable call. That should have been waved off. McClellan played that with his stick, and Grandville is sharing my perplexion with that call. That should have been waved off as icing. Ryan McClellan played that with his stick, but the referee says differently, and Cougars have a shorthanded offensive zone faceoff, which they promptly lose. Onstadt, however, gains control of the puck and neutral ice. Will play it off the boards, and back to play it is Wilson Pratt. Pratt will send it all the way down into neutral ice. Shane Kwiatkowski will send it. He catches Onstadt, who ripped a shot wide. Excuse me, that was Rollins. He's got his jersey tucked up. Apologies for that. Now on the right side, Kwiatkowski tried to poke that past the defense, but the Bulldogs, Dubink will control on the right wing. He cuts in, fires a shot, and McClellan flashes the leather. And he makes the save with 1:39 remaining here in the second. So, draw will come to the left wing circle in the Bulldogs' offensive zone. 1:39 remaining here in the second. Catholic Central and Grandville both getting goals here in this second to make the score 3-1. Now the puck comes free to Utura right in the slot. He couldn't get a stick on it. Now Lambers across the way. He pulls up, tries to send it into the slot, but it finds its way onto a Cougar stick, and Grabowski had that pass in his skates, works down the right wing. He cuts into the circle, centers it right in front, and that couldn't be put home as now that is Ben Clays. He's taken into the boards. A delayed penalty will be called. I believe it is boarding. We'll see what the signal is from the referee, but either way, Catholic Central will go on the power play once again. We have a referee conference in the officials circle across the way. This might be more than just 2 minutes. We'll see, but with 1:10 remaining, it is only 2 minutes. So, I'm assuming the call will be boarding, but we'll see. It'll be Jacob Onstadt in for the draw with Jonathan Dubink. Familiar opponents in the face-off circle tonight. Catholic Central forgot they were on the power play and only had 4 people out there to start. Onstadt loses the draw, shaking his head as though he got slashed. Now, Onstadt picks it up in the far half wall, sends it. Rubline back to Onstadt. Onstadt sends it to Rubline, top of the slot, wrist a shot, glove down on the rebound. We'll pop over to Onstadt. Onstadt controls. He looks, sends it up to the top of the slot. It bounced past Rubline and out to center. He'll send that across the way to Onstadt. He puts on the brakes. Good play to get past the forecheck of Grandville. Onstadt will backhand that out. However, Pratt will intercept and send it down. We got 30 seconds remaining here in the period. Catholic Central moving left to right. Here is Nathan Rubline. He will gain the red line and dump it down in. He will go for a line change, but behind the net, Gavin Rosema will go to the boards. Excuse me, that's Wilson Pratt. Now play right in front, couldn't be left down. Patterson tried the spin around shot, couldn't be controlled. Now Gabe Silva on the near side with 5 seconds. He sends it across. Patterson shoots, save, blocked in front, and that will do it for the second period, as after 2, Catholic Central leads Grandville by a score of 3-1. You're listening to Catholic Central Cougar Hockey on Cougar Puck Radio.
Now, more of Catholic Central Cougar hockey on Cougar Puck Radio.
Reagan Cleaves welcome you back here inside the broadcast booth as after 2 periods of play, the Catholic Central Cougars lead the Grandville Bulldogs by a score of 3-1. Scoring in that second period, Gavin Rosema opened up the scoring for Grandville, their first of the night, as he put home a shot on a breakaway past Ryan McClelland as he streaked down the right side and lasered it past the blocker's side of the senior netminder. So to bring the Bulldogs within one. However, Jacob Onstadt had other things to say about that as about a minute and 40 seconds later, he worked down the left side on a 4-on-4 and cut right in on Caden Fisher. He fed a shot. It went right by the blocker side of the left-handed Fisher, and it snuck inside the right post to put the Cougars back on top by 2. Shots on goal in that period, 9-11 in favor of Grandville. That puts both teams at a tally of 19 through the first 2 periods of play. Notable penalties in that second period. We had 5 of them altogether as Kwiatkowski first went off at 1:39 for interference, followed by Holden Pratt at 2:19 for holding. Then Grant Quakendall went off at 4:26 for slashing. Nathan Rubline went off at 12:16 for a cross-check, and Josiah Lammers went off at 15:50 for what was reported as a hook. We believe it to be boarding, however. Now let's take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard. The Grand Rapids Griffins playing the Milwaukee Admirals right now. Milwaukee has jumped down to a 3-goal lead over the Grand Rapids Griffins. 2 goals in the second for the visitors. Those goals were scored by Matthew Olivier and Daniel Carr. Assist on the Olivier goal, that happened at 11:51. Matt Donovan and Frederick Allard. And on the Carr goal, Frederick Goudreau and Cole Schneider. Detroit Red Wings, as we said, not playing tonight, but they will be in Florida tomorrow evening to take on the Florida Panthers. Catholic Central scoreboard tonight, the men's basketball team taking on Northview. That game is in progress right now. We don't have a score update other than at half it was 37-27 in favor of the Cougars. Tomorrow, however, we will be back on the air with a Catholic when the hockey team will take on Flint Powers. That game will be at 3 o'clock. We will be on the air sometime around the scheduled puck drop. So when we come back, we will have all the action of the third and final period of regulation here on Cougar Puck Radio, live from Southside Ice Arena.
Do you really want to study for that exam? Listening to Cougar Hockey is a much better option. You're listening to Cougar Puck Radio.
Reagan Cleaves bringing you back here inside Southside Ice Arena as we are just underway here in the third period. Cougars still on the power play. Here as play at the line. Josiah Lambert is still in the box for another 40 seconds. Catholic Central will move it out to center. Gonna get behind the defense. Trevor Rubline tries to move it in. He got slashed, Grant Quakendall got slashed from behind. He sends it up to the point, Rubline. Rubline, a long shot that was deflected wide. Good save by Fisher. Now they battle for it in the corner. Catholic Central. Quakendall gets belted in the corner. No call. He's looks to be okay. All right, is now Rubline tees it up, fires a shot. That one off. Quakendall in front. He gets up a little shaken, and now Nathan Rubline back in his own end, and the Bulldogs return to full strength. Now a giveaway around the side of the net, and the Bulldogs missed an opportunity. Now a centering pass that laid in the circle, and Catholic Central will move out the other way. Cougars couldn't get it across the line. Long stretch pass, catches Bourne. He couldn't advance it past the blue line, and Patterson will dump it the length of the ice. Icing will be the call with 15:46 remaining here in the third. Catholic Central leading 3-1, but as we've seen in this season series already, 2-goal leads can evaporate at the snap, at the push of a button, or the swish of a net. And now left wing circle, draw to the left of McClellan, won by Catholic Central off the tie-up. Bulldogs trying to send it in front along the side of the net. That came free right at the top of the right wing circle. Working down low is Lambers. Lambers behind the net in the corner. Sends it off the side of the net. He catches McClellan off guard a little bit. Now they send it right side. A shot that went off his mask. Big save there by McClellan. Looked like it stung him a little bit, but he's all right. Goaltender masks are a beauty of an invention. I don't get how old-time goalies did it, taking shots off the face and still coming back to play it. Now Bulldogs controlling the offense in the defensive zone, moving left to right, wearing their maroon jerseys with a white stripe across the midsection. Now Cougars working in their defensive zone. Andrew Turo gives a jump to a Cougar who cleared it out. That was Nathan Rubline, and it goes out to center. Back to play it is Sam Rosema. Grandville, a centering attempt that was blocked, and Wilson Pratt goes to the corner. They play it along the half wall. Both teams converge with two aside. Now it comes free to the slot, and it's poked out to center, and Catholic Central's Nathan Rubline will dump it in. Behind his own net, here is Gavin Rosema. He tries to play it out. That was Pratt. And now Andrew Turo. He works down the right side, cutting in. A shot glove down by Ryan McClellan with 14:11 remaining here in the final period of regulation. Draw will come to the right wing circle in the Cougars' defensive zone to my right. It'll be Brendan Bourne, the sophomore, in for the draw against Catholic Central's captain, Jacob Onstadt. Bourne wins it cleanly up to the point. Josiah Lambers will send that down low. It makes its way to the other side. Jacob Onstadt picks up the puck on the right wing. He's got Lambers back. He puts on the brakes in the corner. Tries to center that, but that went wide. Now in the corner, Catholic Central's Jacob Onstadt wheeling, sends it across. There's an opportunity, a shot that was deflected wide off the stick of Shane Kwiatkowski. Up to the point, but not out. Patterson kept it in. Onstadt, a shot off the blocker of Fisher, and the Bulldogs still can't get out of their zone here. They'll play it off the high glass and finally get it out to center, but Shane Kwiatkowski will play it to Onstadt. Jake Onstadt, the Cougars' leading scorer. He's got 23 now. He's got 2 points tonight. He's factored in on 2 of the Catholic Central goals, being as that he scored both of them, or he scored 2 of them, is now the Bulldogs will chip it off and in off the stick of Harrington. That will go for icing with 13:05 remaining here in the third. Catholic Central. There's 2 goals in the first minute, helping them immensely right now, as if it were not for those 2 goals, it might be a completely different hockey game. As the puck goes to the far side, it's chipped up and out of play into the Bulldogs bench. As the play at the line, Kimball Sullivan couldn't beat his man, but he tried to chip it off the boards, but it went up and into the Bulldogs bench across the way. Cougars moving right to left here in this third period, wearing their home whites with blue shoulders and blue and yellow stripes along the side. Now Gabe Silva had the puck for a moment and an opportunity, but he loses the puck. Here is Holden Pratt Jonathan Dubink moving down the left side. He sends it behind, and now here is Zach Grabowski working to the left wing, gets past, he works into the circle, a shot, big save by Fisher. He closed the door on the Catholic Central senior. Zach Grabowski, a multi-sport athlete, also playing baseball. He was part of that team, he was part of that Catholic Central baseball team that made it all the way to the finals last year. We brought you some of that action on Cougar Baseball Network last year, but we were unable to bring you anything in the finals. Now here's here's an opportunity for Andrew Utero across the line. He brought his teammates in offside. So with 12:26 remaining here in the third, the draw will come just outside the Cougar line across the way. It'll be Dubink and Onstadt once again in for the draw. They have been counterparts on many a face-off draw. Now the puck comes free. An opportunity for Grandville. Molesky sent a backhander right across the crease, but nobody was home to collect it. Is now a shot right in front, and now Cougar taken down. No tripping penalty called. That was a questionable decision by the referee, who was standing right in the corner. Now on the right side, here is Ryan Rollins. He's across the line left side. Cuts in. Now a centering pass to nobody in particular there. And now Harvey Holloman pinches down. And the Bulldogs, Andrew Utero, Holloman's opposite number as the puck poked away from him. And here is Bourne. Bourne will dump it into the corner. Nathan Rubline back to play it. They wrap it around to the near side. Up to the point. Here's Holden Pratt. Pass picked off, and now a one-timer off the stick of Bourne goes up and out of play. So with 11:36 remaining here in the third, Catholic Central leads 3-1. Draw to the right of McClellan will be contested to the tune of Run Run Rudolph. It's the fun thing about having a sport during winter. You get to joke about it as players whistled off sides. Josiah Lembers brought it in. Off sides. That'll be Brendan Bourne in for the draw against Andrew Wormuth. Andrew Wormuth wins the draw. At least he held Bourne off long enough for Shively to come in there and play it. Icing will be the call as the Cougars dumped it down, so the draw will come back into the Catholic Central zone with 11:18 remaining here in the third. So draw to the left of McClellan in the right wing circle of the Cougars defensive zone. It'll be Bourne and Wormuth. It's won by Bourne. I know a shot from the point through traffic. That was turned aside. They battle for it in the corner now. Bourne going to work there with Wormuth, and now Quakendahl tries to move it out. He can't do so, and Bourne gets free on the right wing, puts it down behind. Ben Clay puts on the brakes, and Andrew Wormuth will control. He's bumped against the boards. Drew Shively tried to clear it out, but the Bulldogs have an opportunity were it not for Shane Kwiatkowski, who will dump it down. Fisher out of his net to play it behind. Bulldogs. That had to be played off the side of the net, but the Cougars control, and it's poked free. Up to the point. Good keep there by Trevor Rubline. Zach Grabowski couldn't contest, and at the line, the Bulldogs will regroup. Andrew Utero sends it across Dubink. Molesky couldn't get to it, and the Catholic Central Cougars, Trevor Rubline, will fend off not one but two Bulldog defensemen, or two Bulldog forecheckers, as with 10-10 remaining here in the third, the Bulldogs have it in their own end. Pass picked off by Grabowski, who works down the left wide. The left side avoids a hip check, sends it right in front, and that went off of a Grandville back checker as they played all the way down the ice, and a penalty will be called. Icing will be called as well, so the Cougars will have an offensive zone face-off on the power play as Nathan Rubline was taken down rather violently by Andrew Urturo. Tripping will be the call with 9:53 to go. The draw will come into the offensive zone for Catholic Central, 3-1. They lead and now look to go on the power play. So 3-1 Catholic Central lead here in the third period of play. It'll be Jacob Onstadt in for the draw. Andrew Urturo is sent off for tripping. Draw won by Catholic Central. Nathan Rubline couldn't handle it, sends it to Rubline right side, sends a shot right into the gut of Caden Fisher, who will cover with 7 seconds gone in the power play for Catholic Central. Penalty was tripping. Catholic Central is 0 for 3 on the power play tonight. They've had 3 opportunities. This is their 4th. Up to the point, near side Rubline lets a long wrister go. Good blockers saved by Caden Fisher. Onstadt working on the left side half wall. Up to the point, now will walk down. He trades places with Rubline and trades places once again. Onstadt sends it across to Nathan, back to Onstadt. Onstadt sends a wrister that took a couple of deflections wide, and that'll come to the far side. Catholic Central's Drew Shively puts that behind. And there will be another penalty up to the point, and it'll be on Catholic Central. A high stick on Nathan Rubline. I would have called that, Grant Quakendahl. I would have called that on the Grandville player. But anyway, we're headed to our second 4-on-4 of the afternoon. Grant Quakendahl, the second of the night. Jacob Onstadt conversing with the referee, asking why it wasn't called on Grandville. I share his inquisition. So, high sticking will be the call on Quakendahl. It'll be 4-on-4 for the next 119. And then Grandville will be on the power play after that. They send it to the far side. Holden Pratt keeping it at the point, letting a shot go. That was blocked. And now Ryan Rollins tries to send it out, and he does successfully, but the Cougars can't gain control at neutral ice. Now, here is Holden Pratt across the line, weaves to the right side. Curly Q sends it across. Rosema, a shot that was turned aside by McClellan, and the rebound is put up and out of play off a deflection off a Grandville stick. So the play will come out, so the face-off will come out to center. 8:44 remaining here in the third. 52 seconds left on this 4-on-4. It'll be Jake Onstadt, the Catholic Central captain, in with Brendan Bourne. Draw won by Catholic Central. They can't get out of their zone, however. Nathan Rubline, pass intercepted by Lambers. Up to the point. A shot by Bourne. Blocked in front, and the rebound Lambers will send a shot wide. Now they send it right in front. And now a long outlet pass to Onstadt. He weaves right side. Tisa fires a shot right on. And gobbled up by Caden Fisher. So with 22 remaining on the 4-on-4, it'll be in the offensive zone for the Cougars. So, Gabe Silva loses that draw, but he ties up his man. But nevertheless, the Bulldogs will move out. A long wrister applied by Sam Rosemo will ricochet to the far side. Shane Kwiatkowski worked over by the much larger Dubink. And now the puck is free. Molesky dives for it, and Grandville is on the power play for the next 40 seconds. They're back to 5 on 4, and the puck is currently pinned in the right wing corner. Good defensive work by Kevin Patterson, who's in there. He is a force on the penalty kill. Now a clapper from the left side. The rebound is loose, and we've got a scrum in front of the net. Kevin Patterson going at it with what looks to be Andrew Urturo. Kevin Patterson and Urturo going at it. Patterson thought Urturo was applying a little bit too much pressure on the Catholic Central netminder. No penalties will come of that. So, and the draw will come outside the line. It'll be Jacob Onstadt once again using his powers as captain to talk to the referee before he digs in with Bourne. Cougars still on the penalty kill here with 16 seconds to go on that. They'll bump it off the boards. Nathan Rubline will spin around and dump it down the ice with 10 seconds to go on the man advantage for Grandville. Back in his own end, here's Easton Pratt. He controls and will send it picked off the line by Onstadt, however. He couldn't get past his man. Now the Bulldogs pick it off at the line and will move down the left side. Bourne will chip it down in a race for the puck with Nathan Rubline. And they will go into the boards. Hooking will be the call. Are you kidding me? That call goes against Catholic Central. They're whistling Nathan Rubline off for that when that well should have been whoever went into the boards. And speaking of which, it is Brendan Bourne who fell down hard after that penalty. He is being tended to in the left wing circle, in the left wing corner of the offensive zone for the Bulldogs. He took a nasty spill into the boards after being tied up with Nathan Rubline. So we'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll fill you in on what's happening. You're listening to Catholic Central Cougar Hockey on Cougar Puck Radio.
You're listening to Catholic Central Cougar Hockey on Cougar Puck Radio.
Reagan Cleaves, welcome you back here inside the broadcast booth at Southside Ice Arena. Brendan Bourne has made his way off the ice. He got up under his own power and made his way off, but nonetheless, Catholic Central is on the penalty kill once again as Nathan Rubline got whistled off for interference. That sent the entire Catholic Central side of the stands and of the ice into a frenzy. They were not happy with that call, and well, they should have been. It was just hockey. Bourne fell down, and now Lambers will play it on the right wing. 6:30 remaining. Bulldogs play it across the way. Clay will reach that and dump it down. 3-1. Catholic Central leads. They are on the power play. They're on penalty kill, pardon. And now pass intercepted at center. Grabowski had that poked away from him, but Catholic Central will regain as a clearing attempt off the skate of Lambers, and Patterson will play it off the partition. That took an odd carom and will go into the right wing corner. That's played behind. Grandville moving from left to right on your radio dial. Here is Harrington. He'll dump that down behind. Benjamin Clay will play that off the high glass in his own defensive zone, and at the point, Rollins will dump it down with 50 seconds remaining on the Rubline power play. They move that out. Brendan Bourne will play it in along the half wall. 40 seconds remaining on the Rube line penalty. They fanned on the pass up to the point, did Bourne. And the Cougars will play it up to the point, but not out. Good play by Wilson Pratt to keep it in. He gloved it down. Now here's Harrington. Harrington will send it down low. That looks to be Brendan Bourne. Good of him to be back. We're thankful that he is okay. Wouldn't want anything to come of that. Here is now, let's play to the high stick at center. It will be whistled down, and the draw will come into the offensive zone for Catholic Central to the left of Caden Fisher. So 5:02 remaining here in the third. Catholic Central still up by 2, 3-1 over the Grandville Bulldogs. Whoever wins this contest will move into first place in the OK-Roo, as they are both each a point behind Reese Puffer. So, and Catholic Central, even though they've played 2 more games than Grandville, would hop Grandville in the standings along with Reese Puffer to move into first place, because it is based on points. Now Onstad is a 2-on-1. He works down the left side, cuts in, shot, he hit the crossbar. That will deflect up out of play into the right wing, into the netting above the right wing corner. That was a beautiful opportunity for the Catholic Central captain, but he ripped it off the crossbar. There have been a couple of those tonight. Gavin Roseman has been especially lucky with the pucks that have gone by him and hit either iron behind him. As now the point, up to the point, Patterson off the draw. Here's Jacob Onstad going to work on a power, like it's a power play, but they got a shot on, but nothing comes of it. So the Bulldogs behind their own net, moving right to left. That pass went off Onstad at center, and the Cougars will be forced. Patterson in his own zone will back it out, backhand it out. And the Bulldogs lift it back in. Patterson regrouping behind his net with 4 minutes remaining here in the third. Long stretch pass to Onstad, catches him, not on a rush. He works to the right side. Clay has another rebound. Score! Ryan Rollins put it home off the rebound, and Catholic Central now has a 3-goal lead. It's 4-1. What began as a harmless shot from Jacob Onstad, bounced off of Fisher's pad. It landed right on the stick of Rollins in what you might call a fortuitous bounce, and Catholic Central is back on top with a 3-goal lead, their biggest of the evening. They'll dump it down. It'll be icing with 3:47 remaining here in the third. Draw will come to the left of McClellan to the right wing circle in the Bulldogs offensive zone. Bourne loses that to Gabe Silva. It's ricocheted up into the netting. Ben Clay and Jake Onstad both getting the assist on the night. That means Jacob Onstad has factored in on 3/4 of the Catholic Central goals tonight, as the Bulldogs dump it down courtesy of Sam Roseman into the Catholic Central zone with 3:30 remaining. remaining here in the third. 4-1 Catholic Central leads. Ryan Rollins most recently extending the goal to put them up by that 3-goal margin. Now at center, here is Gabe Silva working down the left wing, loses the puck. That'll put it behind. Now Zach Grabowski on the far wing, sends it near side. Room line tees it up and fires that deflected wide. Now Gabe Silva will try to send it in front. He couldn't do that. As now Wilson Pratt hammered his man in the corner, and the Bulldogs will move that out with 2:53 remaining here in the second. They send it off the boards. Zach Grabowski will tip it in to negate the icing, and back in his own left wing corner is Sam Roseman. However, it's picked up by the Cougars. They score! Grant Kuykendall picked up a loose puck on the right side of the net and fed it past Caden Fisher on the short side. It looked like it went underneath the pad. They found a gap in Fisher, and the Catholic Central Cougars have scored 3 straight goals, and it is now 5-1. Grant Quakendall, he's in the right place at the right time. Puck came free to him of a battle in the right wing circle, and with 2:40 remaining here in the third, it's Catholic Central 5 and Grandville 1. Now here is Kimball Sullivan in his own defensive zone, moves that to Wormuth, who's bumped by Uturo. Uturo's opposite number, Holloman, can't get to the puck at the line. The Bulldogs will move it in. Wormuth in the corner with the battling for it, and it'll come free. Here is Dubink. He's bumped across. He's bumped by Patterson. This game is getting more physical as we go along. We've now got 15 minutes gone here in the third. Now behind the net, here is Pratt. Holden Pratt looking. Will send it down behind. Here's Uturo. Andrew Uturo knocked off by Andrew Wormuth. He throws an elbow there. Now Dubik walks in, fires a shot. He hit the post. Ryan McClellan better thank his lucky stars that the net is 6x4 instead of 7x4, as that would have been well inside the post. And if the net were just a couple inches wider, as the Cougars dump it down into the offensive zone with 1:20 remaining here. They lead 5-1. Uturo tips it into the offensive zone. Nathan Rubline back to play it for the blue and white. Across the way, here's Sylvie. He couldn't gain full control of the puck. And Andrew Wormuth try to spin around shot. They go to the boards. Comes free in the slot. Here is Bourne. A shot deflected. The rebound. They score. And the Bulldogs have come back within 2 with under a minute to play. A rebound came free along the far side, or came free along the near side. McClellan was caught scrambling, and Catholic Central has their 3-goal streak snapped, but the Bulldogs get back within 4. Now the puck is at neutral ice. Here is Rosema down the right side with 50 seconds to go. The shot goes up and goes wide. Gavin Rosema getting the second Grandville goal. Now behind the net in the corner. It comes free behind Ryan McClellan. The Catholic Central working with 40 seconds to go. They are not laying off the pressure. As I say that, they dump it in right on Fisher. And he will cover with 30 seconds remaining here in the second. So, draw will come to the left of Fisher in the left wing circle, or the right wing circle, pardon. It'll be Andrew Wormuth and Matt Turcotte in, won by the Cougars, or won by the Bulldogs. Here's Holden Pratt. He gets behind the defense right on McClellan, and he adds a slash as McClellan covers it up. So with 21.5 seconds remaining here, draw will come to the left of Ryan McClellan. It'll be Turcotte and Wormuth again, won by Turcotte. A shot right on goal. Harvey Holloman will pitchfork that one out to center. Then all the way into the offensive zone, here's Josiah Lambers. He has the puck poked away by Grant Quakendall. Good forechecking there. 6 seconds to go. We got 4, and then let the countdown begin. Grandville will hold behind their net, and that will do it as the Catholic Central Cougars hand the Grandville Bulldogs their second loss of the season, and they sweep the season series 2 wins to none. So when we come back, we will have our full post-game recap along with a final look at the out-of-town scoreboard. You're listening to Catholic Central Cougar Hockey from Southside Ice Arena.
This is Catholic Central Cougar Hockey on Cougar Puck Radio.
Reagan Cleaves welcoming you back here inside the broadcast booth, where tonight the Catholic Central Cougars knock off the Grandville Bulldogs and by a score of 5-2. Well, let's take a look at the game recap. Just 30 seconds into the opening frame, Jacob Onstadt picked up a puck all in front off a pass from Ryan Rollins and buried it past Caden Fisher to put Catholic Central up by 1. However, the early scoring was not done for Catholic Central, as 28 seconds later, at 58 of the first period, Ben Clay on a rebound off of a Trevor Rubline shot put the Catholic Central Cougars up by a score of 2-1. That would be all the scoring for the first period. Shots on goal in that first were 10-8 in favor of Catholic Central. Then in that second, Gavin Rosema opened up the scoring for the Bulldogs with a breakaway. He rifled it past the blocker's side of Ryan McClellan to put the Bulldogs on the board at 2-1 at 3:09 of the second period. Jacob Onstadt, about a minute and 40 seconds later on a 4-on-4, moved down the left side, cut in right on goal around the bottom of the left wing circle, and put it past the far side of Caden Fisher to put the Cougars back on top at at 3-1. Then Ryan Rollins would later add to the, well, that would be all the scoring for the second period, as in that second, the Cougars had 9 and the Bulldogs had 11, putting the two-period tally at 19 all. Then in the third period, Catholic Central waited until about 4 minutes remaining to really open up the game, as Ryan Rollins got put a shot home from Ben Clay on a rebound, and he was all alone in front, and Caden Fisher had absolutely no chance to get over from his left to his right in time to make even an attempt at a save on the Rollins shot, and that would put the Cougars up 4-1 at 13:06 of the third. Then Grant Quakendahl, about a minute and 10 seconds later, would put the puck back, would pick up a loose puck in the right wing corner along the bottom of the circle and slide it right under Gavin Rosema's pad as he was hugging the post on the far side. It slipped under him and into the far side of the net to give Grant Quakendahl a goal to put the Catholic Central Cougars up 5-1. That goal for Quakendahl, his fourth of the campaign. This is his first year in a Catholic Central uniform. He is having one heck of a year to start. But that would not be all the scoring, though. With 58 seconds to play in the game, Gavin Rosema collected his second of the night on a last-minute goal. It bounced off a rebound, a scramble in front. Ryan McClellan couldn't do anything with it, and the assist on that goal goes to Brendan Bourne. Good news, we did see Brendan Bourne go into the boards early, or in that third and final frame. He would come back after a quick visit from the doctor, and he was back on, and he even got an assist on that last Grandville goal. 3 stars of the night, we've got Jacob Onstadt at number 1 with 2 goals and 1 assist. Second star goes to Gavin Rosema, who had 2 goals, both of the goals for Grandville. And then the third and final star we decided to give to Ryan McClellan, who made 28 shots on 30 Grandville, or made 28 saves on 30 Grandville shots, earning him the third spot on our stars list. Let's take a look at our players to watch tonight, see how they performed. Jacob Onstadt, as we said earlier, got 2 goals and 1 assist and launched himself into our first star category. Well, Jonathan Dubink made absolutely no impression on the scoreboard whatsoever, so he was out. His name, I only called his name in the face-off circle, and he made a couple of, he and Jake Onstadt faced each other often in the circles, and Onstadt came out of those with a majority of those face-off wins. Let's take a look at one last look at the out-of-town scoreboard for the Grand Rapids Griffins. We'll take a look here. They lost 3-0 to the Milwaukee Admirals, as we said earlier. Donovan, Olivier, and Carr getting the goals for the Admirals. Detroit Red Wings, as we said previously, are inactive tonight. They will be back in action tomorrow against the Florida Panthers. Well, that will just about do it for us tonight. But the Cougars will be back in action tomorrow afternoon when they take on the Flint Powers Chargers at 3. We'll have full coverage of that contest right here on Cougar Puck Radio starting around the scheduled puck drop of 3 p.m. Until then, my name is Reagan Cleves for Gabe Groh from Southside Ice Arena as the Catholic Central Cougars defeat the Grandville Bulldogs by a score of 5-2. Thanks for listening, have a good night, and a very Merry Christmas, everybody.
Thank you for listening to this presentation of Catholic Central Cougar Hockey. Join us next time on Cougar Puck Radio.